Mic check 1 2. How you guys doing? How was your day today? Let me turn on the light. Let me put some lights on. Turn the lights on. How are you guys doing today? Today was a wonderful day, man. Who's in the house? Who's in the room? Let's do a quick roll check. Oh, today was amazing. It was absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. I think the villain in me loves a nice manipulation day. It loves a nice manipulation day, and it is exciting when you have, like, in terms of no matter what price does, there's a level of control, that you can have, and no matter what happens, it's you're in charge, and that is the beauty of if it's no manipulation, it's no trade for me. Absolutely, absolutely. Cap Crypto F8F, how you doing, Mr. Cap Crypto? How did you find me? Twitter, YouTube. I think this is the first time I may be seeing your tag name. How you doing, man? But yeah, today was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. I enjoyed it, personally speaking. I was doing pretty much. Oh, Twitter. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, you follow me, do you? I don't. Yeah, I don't recall. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's like I was. I was doing multiple things at the same time. So we had the Discord session going. Started at 9, and typically, well, not typically, like, we had to change the times, and I think moving forward, it's been revised, so it's pretty good now. But anyway, it was from 9 to 12, a nice 3-hour session, and yeah, there I was. You do your warm up, who's in the room and whatnot, and then there we go, and then we went and we started 9:30, boom, right out the bat. If you're looking at the charts, if you can see my chart right now, 9:30 was right here. So this is where we were. Okay, price was right here. We had this high, we had this, this high, and this, all annotated. Things ready to rock, right? And right out the gate, I needed to let the guys know, because you don't want to be given two positions. Although I did, it's like price. If price is gonna drop, then it's gonna drop to a certain level. If price is gonna go higher, it's gonna go to a certain level. And but as you should, and as anybody should, you should be giving your direction. So I was bullish. And I wanted to, kind of, and this is what I do. Typically, same thing as last week. I give my position, and then we start reading candle by candle, and then we just go for a full session. But today, 9:30 open, and he just started right at the, we had the big wick. I'm gonna take this off so you guys can see the wick. So we had this, huge spike. It went right for that low. So that was exciting. And then we also had, right there, Cap Crypto. Listen, Cap Crypto, I'm just going to do this right out the bat. If you're looking for somebody else's performance, and this goes for everybody, by the way, if you are looking for other people's performance as yours, then good luck with that. Go ask your pension because people love this question. They love this thing, then your pension handler, go ask them, like, go handle that, let's just put that right there. Okay. But anyway, if I'm learning, no sir, but if I'm learning, I would like to see how you put it into practice. Ah, you're one of those people. Hey, listen, it's okay, man. ICT is free on YouTube. Go to Inner Circle Trader. There you go, Inner Circle Trader on YouTube. Look it up and watch some videos, and have some independent thing going on there. Anyway, back to what I was saying before, because I expected it. I saw some tweets today, by the way. I saw some tweets, and I saw some tweets today, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, when I go on YouTube, I am expecting them. Yeah, I saw some of them. It's all good. It's all good. But anyway, so we had the candle right there, and price started dropping. So we had the first presented fair value gap. I think he's free on YouTube. He is free on YouTube, You guys are distracting me, man. Let me focus. Yeah, so we had the first presented fair value gap, and that was the tail. And one of the guys obviously made the comment that right out the gate he'd be using 945 at 935. The tap there. Let me show you. Let me zoom in. So that right there, price closed right here. We opened, reached out for this fair value gap, well, the suspension block, because of the close. So if you look at the closing price, you have this closing price. You see it up here, and so that would be 29671 and 75 cents. The opening price, you see that over here. When I move the mouse over it, it shows you 29671 and 50. So the fact that we had a tick difference, it means this range, because it's the same thing you see here. If you use this closing price with this opening price, this candle's opening price, it gave us a suspension block, and that was very interesting. And I said to them, that suspension block, we're gonna have to extend it, because this is gonna be a problem. And it was a problem, all right. Because so that was right out the gate. This was right at the beginning. I was bullish, so I was holding the bullish position for direction, even though we did have like, if you look at it on the 15-minute, it was on the 15-minute. Actually, I'll go to it. 15-minute, if I can find it. Yeah, so we had this, not that one. Was it that one? Where is it? 930. Yes. So it was that one. So we had this low to target, and this was the low, and that was that. I'm trying to learn it. Hey, yeah, absolutely, man. It is great to learn. I love people who enjoy learning, people who want to learn. It is great, and that's why we oh, the luck did not run out today. The luck did not run out today, my brother Pip. Yes, it didn't run out today, but maybe tomorrow. But we're on fire. So there I was, and obviously, I have to try and impress these people, right, with precision, with accuracy, with control. How do you read price, even when you say you're bullish, and it's just going against you? How do you look? How do you read price, and how do you get the triggers? What things will give you the trigger for an entry? What do you need to look for? And if the algorithm is delivering, as we're taught, in a particular way, and it doesn't signal to you, then there you go. It's like nothing. You keep your powder dry. This is a saying that's probably going to it's going to be getting popular on this channel. But yeah, powder was dry. Although it's like you have a draw, as every trader should, because the moment you click buy or the moment you click sell, right there and then you have I'm gonna try and get rid of this person. How do I do that? Oh no, I did the wrong one. Nope. 1 second. Let me. How do you do that? Oh yeah, there you go. Ooh, okay. Boom. Look at that. Magic. Whoa. Whoa. Control, baby. There you go. There you go. Enjoy ICT's videos. So, um, yeah, so prices going. Yeah, so as a trader, the moment you click buy, the moment you click sell, you already have a draw. And that's just the fact. You already have a draw, you already have a direction. If price goes against you, now you're in draw down. You see what I did there? And so as price was, going lower, we didn't get any signal for an entry. But at the same time, you still need to, as a trader or as an analyst, you need to be in control, almost like you're painting the drawdown in front of you, as it prints or before it even prints, because price was going low. So that's what was going on. We had this, and then we also had the SIBI there, and then we hit the 15-minute low as predicted. So that was good. That was healthy. And then we entered 945 candle right there. 945 candle right there. I'm going to show you on the 5-minute chart. This candle. Yeah, so right there, you take the open, you take the close, that's the time range. You take the open to the close and you extend it to the right, because typically they love to use that one. So that's why it's there. I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about it, but I was like, I already posted about it a couple of times. I think, some other people know about it, that kind of stuff. So I just decided I'll keep it on there. But there's a couple of things I had to take off for obvious reasons, and that's that. Mr. Cap Crypto. Sounds similar, Cap Jones, Cap Crypto. Ooh, it sounds cool. But anyway, so that was the 945. So we had 945 there, right there, boom, liquidity raid right out the gate, and then we also had the macro re-raid, and then take the 945 as well, and then we had the changeover. Now, on the Discord, you guys see this again, same thing as last week. You guys see this as an explanation in hindsight. But on Discord, this is live. And when we say live, it means we are painting, we are creating, we are almost like we're the market makers. Like, okay, I want to see this happen. I want to see this happen. And they would, oh man, today it was trying to embarrass me hard. It's like, okay, I want to see this now. It's like, nope. Did we get that? No. Therefore, we hold our powder dry. Because when you know, or when you have an idea how these things seem to print, it's pretty solid. And so, you're able to be in control of yourself. You're able to be in control of, price analysis or live price analysis. And at the same time, you're not shaken. And I think, to be honest, it was a real pleasure, and it was an honor, to be honest, to be able to show, the people that showed up today. It was 5 of them, and to be able to show them how you can stay in control no matter what's going on, while price is manipulating. And I was describing, this area, and I was saying to them, what you see here is the same thing that happened here, is the same thing that's happening here. And I think they were quite impressed, at least by their own admission. And I appreciate it, because that was the point. I wanted to, I like to portray that you can be confident. As a trader, you yourself can be confident. There's a level of control that you can have. And that's what we've been taught. Just like the way, ICT would go on and it would show these things. That's what it's really, really, really good when you can show that. And so, we got this, and then, price came back up here, and there were other things that I was considering that I had annotated, for them to see price coming back to the first presented fair value gap, this yellow quote unquote box, right? It got here. I wanted to see another PDO rate in here, and price just started, we got a bearish order block basically. And right there and there, I was saying to them, here we go, 945, it looks like, 945 is the next thing. And it just kept dropping and it just kept going lower. We got another bearish order block there. And then, fill the fair value gap. And then we got the turnaround again. And right here, there was a PD array that I showed for them, and I left. So it was basically, this high is the important price. Okay, I see you guys are coming out of the woodworks today. How did I do it again? Oh yeah, there you go. Boom. Pow. Wow, I'm loving this. Yeah, today's the day, man. Today's the day. The distractors are all getting there. Power, control, yes. I'm in charge, baby. This is my page. Why don't you go create your own? Yeah, so, price, rallied there. And then we got the Trump news. But what I want you to pay attention to is this candle's low. It was absolutely beautiful, and I was saying to them, that, pay attention to this candle, and it was pretty decent. We also had a touch here, and then price rallied, but it was pretty decent. And then we had the rally. Now, after the Trump manipulation candle, the Trump candle, there it was, that blue line caveat showcasing, is it a part of 2016 mentorship? The PD array itself, no, I don't think so. No, it's not. No, it's not. Ben Frederick. Wow, how many accounts did you guys create? Look how you guys, we ask you a simple question about it. Okay. Yo, I could see this coming today. I did see by the way, I saw the post. I guess my man is back. You know who you are. I know you're here with your goons. My man is back. Glad to see you back, man. Good to see you back. You removed your page from private. Cheeky. But anyway, yeah, so right after the manipulation, we reached out for this liquidity rate into this order block, and then now we target the first percent fair value gap, and that was the beauty of it. That was the beauty of that. And I was saying to them, now we want to see how they print, or how they deal, or how we get delivery, whatever way you want to call it, in the premium range. And that's where we got this. It went into the order block, took liquidity into these fair value gaps, and then there's another one, distraction. You can tell these lot don't have a job, right? It is what it is. Boom, pow. Dang, I am enjoying this power. Woo, loving it. Yeah, so that low on Trump's speech was 0.5 of the range. Oh, it was powerful. It was so good. Usman said, for 9:45, should we just use the body, or can we include the wicks as well? You can do what you feel is best. I use the open to the close. Yes, better brands, baby. Democracy is back. It's absolutely dead. Yeah, man, democracy is dead. Absolutely dead. We are in control now. Bring on the dictatorship. Bring on the dictatorship. Like Mbappe, Mobutu. But yeah, so what we now have is, we had this yellow range coming down into the bullish, fair value gaps, this which is this high, this candle's high, which is the 1022 and the 1024 range low. So that range right there is a, we got the fill in there, and as price was coming lower, we were calling it, we were, predicting it before the, beforehand, all these kind of things. And then we got the bullish order block back to, and this is what I want to show you guys. Well, this is part of what I wanted to show you guys. Look at that. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Right there. And then it dropped lower. As predicted, as we've been taught, as we've been, oh no. Sanchez Money said, few banks say it's best, but did you? So if you did, I think you should stop being so defensive and just show actual trades. Just because you don't agree with someone doesn't mean it's hate. Hey, listen, I'll tell you this. I know the people who are in the chat who are basically trying to do, like I said, on Twitter earlier today, I saw some posts. So you could tell what was coming. And when you start getting attention, people get triggered. So this is not a hate thing. This is not a people that I don't know who it is. I know exactly who these people are. That's why I don't have time for them. Okay. I hope that answers the question. But honestly, by the way, I am welcoming. I appreciate every single person who's in here. And here's the beauty of it. If you don't like something you see, if you have any, I don't know, whatever opinions people have, positive and negative, guess what? You are included in the list of people, in the number of people that is giving me views right now. So if you want to keep on watching, you're giving me more watch hours. And the more watch hours I get, the more this thing goes, the more subscribers, because success invites haters. You understand that? Where were you last Monday? They weren't here not Tuesday. They weren't here on the 7th. They weren't here on the 8th or the 9th or on Friday. They were not here. It is absolutely fantastic. I love it. But now here they are after 80 subscribers. Can you imagine that? Yeah, so just let us put that in the base. So everybody knows there's a foundation to what's going on here. Or there's a backstory, So yeah, we now had the bearish order block into this bearish order block. I remember somebody asked about what's it called? Oh, actually, it was in the on Discord. So somebody, one of the folks, he asked about the relationship between order blocks, and the beauty of it is, then I was able to explain, this is how it works, or this is what I think, but yeah, so I was able to explain and just basically articulate, like, this is what I believe, this is what I've seen to work, and then we were able to show it as price was printing. And so now what you get is this. We have this bullish order block, this sell candle right there, this open, we're talking 1045, open to close, next candle invalidates it. Now we have the bullish order block. Now let me show you something. Right there. Absolutely beautiful. What's that low? It was like a tick away, I think it was. Was it a tick away? No, actually, yeah, it was a tick away. So the low, you see it up here again. This candle's low, 1055, is 29627 and 50. The price here, the 50% of the order block itself, 29627 and 25. That's a tick away, and it just rallied. Now at this point, what we actually got was like, once I saw this right here, I was like, now I started saying, yeah, we need to see speed, we need to see this high being rated. Well, we need to see the return to the first present fair value gap, which is this yellow range, if you can call it that, and then this high, and then this high, and then that high, and it just went. it just went. It was absolutely beautiful. And then, we had this fair value gap right here. This, again, same thing, same formation. It is this high. It's a three candle. So for those who may not be aware, like beginners or something, um, a fair value gap is candle 1, 2, and 3. It's a three candle formation. Your candle 2 will close above your candle 1. So in the case of of a of a of a bullish scenario, your candle 1, you need your candle 2 to close above your candle 1, and then your candle 3 will not touch candle 1's high. So this is the bullish. The bearish version is, say, this one right here, which is the 1051. The times show at the bottom here, which is the 1051. You have this low, and then you have your candle 2 closing below it, and then you have your candle 3 open. It's going to give you a high, but the high won't touch candle 1. So that's what a simple fair value gap is, in a nutshell. So we had this one annotated, and look at that. We had the liquidity read right there. Let me adjust it. It was so beautiful today. I'm telling you, it was pretty good, and I'm glad that they got to see it. Oh, PP Banks. Okay, I don't know if PP Banks is talking to Sanchez or talking to me, but I don't know if that's the real PP Banks, by the way. Maybe it's somebody who created an account in PP Banks' name, but whatever. Yeah, so we had that touch right there, liquidity read right there, and then we came right back into the fair value gap, the first percent fair value gap. So as you can see, it was being used as a placeholder of some sort, and that's what I enjoyed about today. And so we had price go through right there, come back to the bearish order block, this bearish order block as well, and then it took this low, came back to that price. Now check this out. This is precision number 2. You see that? Absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And then we had this bullish order block back to take this high and to take this high right here. I'm just going to move it so you can see that it rated it right there. You can see that. So right there it rated it. That high was taken, and there we go, bearish order block. And now, so I'm gonna place it right back, and then we consolidated. Now this was what I think was the highlight of the session, in a sense, if I can put it that way. And I think this is something that they definitely appreciated. I was saying to them, I've posted about 11:30 to 12 and how it loves a liquidity rate and all these things. And so we started discussing how right at the open of the liquidity of 11:30 open, boom, right there we get a fake candle, a fake bullish order block. And the moment we got the bearish order block there, we were like, yeah, it's gonna go take this low. That was basically the nutshell of the conversation. When? Between 11:30 and 12. And I want to show you guys something. And then around 12 o'clock, we closed the stream. So that was basically it. There are other things that I actually did want to share, but it is what it is. I want to show you guys something. Look at that. The 9:45 right there. 12 p.m. opened, and boom, back to 9:45. And then look at this. It was using it, the raid, and then this is all we have so far. So far, this is what we got. This is exactly all we got. So I say all that to say that if you felt today was tough, it was. And I can understand, people who maybe found today to be, to be tough. I can understand people who maybe found today to be a struggle. Maybe you executed and it was just messing about, or maybe it was even the Trump tweet. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. What we've been taught has to do with anticipating what price is going to do next. What we've been taught has to do with knowing that if you get a specific PD array, then it gives you a clue into what's going to happen next. And like I've said in previous streams, this is something that I have found that has helped me. And so, I try to display that. And when people see that and they see the level of control in terms of, oh, okay, so even in the midst of when price is being delivered in a way that maybe you don't like, it's just not going one direction, it's not going like so fast or to the money in that sense. The truth is, you can still have control, and that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. Let me see. I think I saw Usman say something and King say something. You know about flute range? I think King meant flout. Flout. Can you confirm if you're still here? Can you confirm that's what you meant? Flout, the flout range. ICT's flout range. I think he taught that in Charter, the price action model, sorry. Yeah, price action model 5. So if you look in price action model 5, you should see, I think that's where the flout was. We have AG, what's up? Oh, thank you, King. Yeah, I know. It's part of the package, bro. It's all part of the success. Things are popping here, man. Things are popping. It's expected. Hoddery trade, let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. Yeah, absolutely. And then, what? Whose name is that? Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, so big old trader. How you do? Oh, Alexo. Sorry, Alexo was before. Trump scam wicks today. Oh yeah, yeah. The scam wicks, man. The scam candle. 1016. It was absolutely. It was so funny. It just came out of nowhere. But still, so here's the funny thing, right? The candle before at 1015. I was literally just saying, yeah, this is what I need to see. Otherwise, just like I was doing before, and they all saw this, and I was saying to them that, I need to see this this specific PD array, all this kind of things, right? To be sure, to be confident that we're in line in price delivery. We didn't get that, and then the next one, boom, spike right there. And that was it, so it was absolutely beautiful. And then obviously we all know with manipulation, it's almost like it never exists. That's the takeaway. It's like it never exists, and so that's what we got here. And that's all she wrote, basically. And I think I had other points I wanted to share, but it is what it is. But so far, so good. You can see, so I'm going to take this off now because the point has been made. And I'm going to draw that right there because typically that's where you want to have it, all the way to 12. Highlight 940 fair value gap. Stuff out over. Big old trader said 940. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yep, it was a pretty good one. It was pretty strong. But yeah, like that range I can understand also when we have manipulation, which is excuse me. When you have manipulation, you have a thing where when you start considering that price is going nowhere, that's basically what it looks like. It looks like it's going to go one way, and then it looks like it's going to go the other way, like, really quick. That type of manipulation, yeah, it doesn't exist. Just consider it like it doesn't exist in a sense. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. That kind of stuff. And then, so right now, with all that said, it is 9. Sorry, that's my time. It is 2:08. So we're in silver bullet right now. And what I wanted to say, the other thing I wanted to say about PM is if you have AM session and it's giving you real good volatility, just like ICT told us, you can expect the PM session to, it's almost like the volatility will be reduced. So that's why you're also getting these type of price action. Because when I looked at it just before I came on, for this PM stream, this is what you got. We had it was nice and volatile. We're talking what? Over 200 handles or so. It was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Market maker buy model, right there. Very simple. Market maker sell model, right there. A buy and a sell model. Happy days, right? Happy days. So basically, yeah, it's very easy to do. Absolutely. Boom. Shakalaka. Let's do another one. Yep. Dictatorship, baby. Bang. Pow. Look at that. You can just clean it up. Yeah, so AG said that yeah, but you're confusing the signal, sir. Oh, hey, listen, please, AG, let's not do that. You get, like, I know, I always, I understand that it is my voice, and really that's what people hear, that's what people are here for. But don't get swept in. Don't let them sweep you into the mess. Big old trader said 940. Oh yeah, right. That was the key, right? Solo, what's up, Solo? What's up, Solo? Solo says, I'm in short since 112, looking for Wednesday and 15 relative lows. Boom. There you go, Solo. You are a generous man. Generous man. Yeah, so the topic that I thought might be helpful today, after it's all said and done, the topic that I figured, so I was just thinking, what would help people today? What would be very helpful? What could move the needle for somebody watching for free? Maybe you're new, you don't fully understand ICT concepts, you are, whatever it is, what would help you? And I decided I'm going to talk about fair value gaps. So fair value gaps, the way they work, the way I have personally been using it, and so far it doesn't let me down. Fair value gaps, they help you in knowing what's going on. Because number one, it is on the liquidity side of things, we say it's a gap. We say it is buy side imbalance. We use these words, sell side inefficiency. So on the liquidity side of programming or delivery or whatever way this market works, it's an imbalance. So on the liquidity side, there's a gap. But at the same time, fair value gaps on the inefficiency side, in terms of the auctions, like an auctioneer or delivery or dictating or pricing the value of the asset at that time, it also meets there's also a gap in a sense. So when these two meet, when these two concepts meet, that's why you will find the fair value gaps are something that they're everywhere. They're a form of inefficiency, but at the same time, on the volume side of things, or on the liquidity side, on the orders side, whatever way we want to call these things, on the participant side of things, there you go, that's the word I was looking for. Those who are participating which we would consider in industry terms, it's actually called the buy side. The sell side is the entity that is offering the market, and the buy side is always the participant. And so me, you, the hedge funds, the whatever institution, private traders who handle, serious size in terms of money in the markets, we are all buy side. Go Google it. Maybe this information will be very helpful. And yeah, so that's what we have. But basically, what I have found with fair value gaps is they're like how do I explain this without without saying too much for the guys on Discord? But basically, what fair value gaps give you is it gives you such a great timing. There's an instruction that the prints. There's an instruction that you will see. It's almost like it's coded in. It's literally coded in. The term inefficiency, when we consider when we consider inefficiency, that right there, that's why I specifically, personally choose to use fair value gaps as inefficiencies. I don't deal with liquidity side. I believe that there's two sides to the algorithm. There's an entity that is controlling price. They have to control price. They cannot let anyone with access to serious volume or liquidity manipulate. This is not the only day. This is not the old days where, maybe you could do things like that. Things are a little bit different now. And apart from that, back then when these things happen, like when we think of the likes of George Soros and co, maybe the likes of, is it Druckenmiller? The great traders, of our time, or at least in the last, say, 100 years. When you think about these guys, they didn't do it alone. They did not do it alone. There's other people who are participating. So when George Soros obviously got his fame from, crushing the Bank of England, it wasn't necessarily that George Soros had all the liquidity. Like he didn't have the liquidity to ruin, the Bank of England. But there was a lot more going on. But people get the fame and they think that, one person or a group of people can actually influence volume or a market. Is like, nah, that is not true. If they want to cause your money to be devalued, they will do that at will. And that's a fact. You can take that to the bank. Get it? Bank of England to the, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, so basically that's what's going on. With fair value gaps, bring it back. With fair value gaps, because we understand these charts, the price feed that you get, they are algorithmically controlled. What it tells you, just that PD array alone, in my own personal understanding, that PD array alone, it meets multiple things. It's almost like it turns off or it turns something on. It's like a switch in a sense. That's why I like when ICT used the word satisfy, because it made perfect sense that these things or these PD arrays, there's a satisfaction that needs to take place. And it has nothing to do with liquidity. It has absolutely nothing to do with liquidity. I don't believe that. Like when we even talk about internal, external, like we're talking about stops. So here's the other thing to get people thinking. Maybe somebody's kind of still debating. Is this true? Is this not? I want you to think about this for me. We all agree that the markets, when you take a trade, there's somebody else on the other side who takes the other side. So you have a counterparty. That's why the markets are called a zero-sum game. A zero-sum game. Every time you buy, somebody else is taking the position, to sell. And that's how you get your fill, in a sense. If it's a zero-sum game, then logically speaking, just think with me, how can you have an imbalance? Let's say a BISI, for example, or a fair value gap. Let me use one of these examples here. Let's use one of these examples. I'm gonna use this one just because it's right there in front of me. This candle, as it was printing lower right there, and then this candle opened, and then the high there, now you have a fair value gap right there. Now within this range, there are people selling in that. The sell orders being executed as price was delivering lower. So what that tells me is there are people, as it's going lower, there are people also buying in that, so that the sellers, and I'm speaking volume speak, I'm speaking, imbalance, the liquidity side of things, the buy side, industry buy side of things. That's what's going on here. So people are buying in here. Somebody, whether it's smart money, whether it's you, whether it's whoever, whatever organization, whatever trading executor, somebody's buying while, let's say, you are selling. And that's how the books are being kept to be balanced. So how can we say this is an imbalance when logically speaking, it's a zero-sum game? Exactly. So that's the fallacy in there. But if you use the logic and you start thinking, what if there's somebody actually controlling the value, and as they deliver sell lower prices, it allows other people to then be able to execute for buying and for selling. Somebody's controlling these candles. Somebody's doing something. They're purposefully, algorithmically, it is controlled by an algorithm, but it is coded to deliver this sell price at this particular time. So at 12:35 New York time, somebody, who's in charge, he's like looking at his system the way you would look at your screen, or you would look at, and he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we want to see price, go lower. This is allowing people to participate healthy. That's healthy for them. That's their job. It's a real job. If you were in charge, you would do it the exact same. And so that's what we're getting right here. That's what we're getting right there. And then this candle at this point is like, we're just going to offer at this time at 10:36, we're going to offer all the way to this level, to this price. What price is that? For 29489 and 00. So we're going to offer it right there, and that's going to be the peak at that time. And then we're going to go, offer it lower to this low right there, 29460. And then within that same range, we're going to offer it back up again. And then we're going to close that session at that time. This is done algorithmically. Whatever time frame you're using, because this is the 1 minute time frame, but this happens in 1 minute. This is the time range. And that's why you're getting, these type of candles at these specific times, or based on whatever range of time it is being measured at. And that's what's going on. So back to fair value gaps. If it is being offered lower, then what it means is that it is being offered one-sided. This is a one-sided offering or one-sided delivery. It is being delivered lower. Now within the candle, let's say like on a 1 second chart or something, you might get green candles in there. That's just the truth. You might get green candles in there, but based on this specific delivery in this time range, what you're getting is the sell. It is being offered lower. So, cheaper prices are being offered. And that's why we say, oh, it's a sell side. Well, it's cheaper pricing. That's what's going on. And if it is cheaper pricing, hence stuff said, so if it is cheaper pricing and it's one directional, we can then say it has not been delivered or offered the opposite way. And then we call it the fair value gap. But it is nothing to do with liquidity. I refuse to believe that. It has nothing to do with liquidity. It has nothing to do with who bought, who sold, because every time somebody buys, there's somebody else who is selling. It's a zero. If it is a zero-sum game, then how can we say there's a gap in a sense? Now I understand that inventory and all this, and I get that. We can go all nerdy and whatnot about it. But the point is, if it is being offered one side, then that means who is offering it, regardless of who's buying or selling. They don't care about my orders or your orders. So who is in charge here? It has nothing to do with buying or selling. How about those entities who they sign these contracts with, say like the CME, the Chicago Phil AG said Phil. Yeah, Phil is in charge. But yeah, how about say entities that are contracted with or to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the CME, and based on these contracts, they get priority orders. It's a thing. Go look it up. It's a thing. You can enter at, let's say, 10:01 in the morning, and let's say they put in their order at, I don't know, let's say 10:02 or something like that, or 10:01, 30 seconds later or whatever. But the fact that if your order is at the same price as theirs, they get priority over your orders. Go look it up. It's a real thing. So if their orders or their dealings is what's being prioritized because it is literally signed by contract, like this is a real thing, then who are we, retail? We're not even smart money, if we can put it that way. So who are we? That's what's really going on. So when you start getting these types of delivery, in itself, it gives you an information. And if you don't get it, it also gives you an information. Now, luckily for me, I just get watching ICT videos and I'm like, oh, I see what every time he loves these. He talks about them, he explains them, and he explains how they function differently. And I'm like, just like I say all the time, we all watch the same videos. We all watch the same videos. So, to each his own. You as a trader, your responsibility is to handle your own trading business. It is my responsibility to handle my own trading business. It is yours to handle yours. And at the end of the day, we want to equip ourselves. We want to make sure we're operating correctly as business people, as people who are functioning in the biggest, money environment in the whole world. We are functioning with the big sharks, right? We're functioning with people who have, insane amounts of capital. And the truth is, they can crush you. But if there is somebody who's controlling pricing and they are doing it algorithmically, then I like that. Because then I don't have to know what JP Morgan is doing. I don't have to know what Jane Street is doing. I don't have to know these things. I just only need to look at the chart to see the price value, because that's what these candlesticks are portraying, and to understand how price is being delivered. But if it's based on orders and volume and whoever has the most money gets to control, what price does, then I'm at a loss because I can't know what they do. I can't anticipate. There's nothing we can do. So we're just technically, we'd be, hoping and praying. And that's why I prefer they'll understand because it's the only thing that has worked, and it's the only thing that I trust because I see it all the time. The people on the Discord today, they saw it, and they understood what we're portraying or what we're showing. They fully saw it, they fully understood it, and I think now they believe, okay, there's something going on, because there's no way this guy can be doing it, from, like from his own chair, and he's not even, part of the big crew, the smart money crew. So how are we getting precision? How does ICT get precision? That's how I felt. When I came across ICT, I was like, how did he know? How did he know? Solo, I'll tell you this because you're actually nice to me. I have a separate, hey, what's up, Brandon? So I have a separate account that I execute on. I don't tell people where I execute or not to execute because it is absolutely illegal. And maybe I should talk about this actually. Thank you for prompting this conversation, Solo. Only because you're polite. But so here's the thing, right? Legally speaking, I know you guys, you don't understand the law. Maybe some people are not professionals. Maybe most people don't even understand financial markets. But I was explaining this earlier to someone, and I was saying, actually, no, I think it was yesterday. No, I was talking about this yesterday. So let's get some facts in the way. Let's lay some facts on the table. When I came to trading, this is what's his name? Yeah, Warrior Trading. So if you go on YouTube, there's a channel, Warrior Trading. I think it's Warrior Trading, Warrior Trader. Warrior Trading he's into stocks. So I was watching these videos. I'd be watching it after work, and I was so inspired because he did a challenge, and it was to take $500 to show people how you can take $500 and then to see how much you can make at the end of a year. So the first year, I think he did like 100 and something thousand or 150 or 60, but it was pretty impressive. So it was a 12-month content, and then he did that, and then the following year, so this is what I think he did to 200,000. Yeah, so the following year he did the exact same thing, and he put $500 into an account, and then he increased it. Like he made so much money from it, it was over $200K. And obviously when people see that, it inspires you. You see what I'm saying? And it was a separate thing. And that's how it went. Because back then, typically some people were doing things like that. Fast forward a few years, I was, like a random moment or something. I was like, let me go look at Warrior Trading. How's he doing? What's he doing? What's he up to? Kind of thing. Because I was watching guys like him, Akil Stokes. If Akil Stokes ever come across this channel, shout out Akil Stokes. I was watching other, Naveen Prithiani. These are like legends, way back. I'm talking about Steve. What's his name? Not Steve. Stacy Burke. I was watching people like Stacy Burke. These are people that it's like their content were solid, and you're learning. You're seeing how these people apply themselves, and how they apply themselves to the market. What do they think? What's their opinions? And and of course, I came across ICT as well. So, but anyway, back to the story. Warrior Trading, fast forward a few years, I go back, and next thing I saw was he got sued. Yep, he got sued. Not because he was doing anything wrong, but because he didn't have this specific disclaimer or something like that. Like he would have a disclaimer, like trading is risky. Oh, by the way, this is not financial advice. You took it back. This is not financial advice. This is an educational content. So anything you hear here is not to instigate you in a trade. Okay, there you go, right? A disclaimer. But he didn't have a specific disclaimer in in his program. So he got sued. I think, as the story goes anyway, he got sued by someone from his program. Why? Because in his program, my guess, how the story goes, basically what I understand is the person lost, and they lost a lot of money, and because of that, it was because he's the leader of the group, and he didn't have that specific, whatever it is that he was missing in the quote unquote marketing, he got sued because of that. And since then, a lot more traders, they've gone the professional route. The professional route is this: if you want to see a hedge fund's position, the positions that they take, what shares they bought, you're gonna have to find out on either SEC website, but typically you find out in the quarterly reports. So they give a quarterly report, and that's where we see what they did. You go to them, you go to any of their buildings, any hedge fund, and you say, hey, show me your live trades right now. It is illegal. You can't do that. Even with business people, if you run an LLC, if you want to see what another business, how much they're making, and this is just a simple, P&L statement or something like that, you have to pay. Something like that. Anyway, I'm probably botching it, but you have to pay. And apart from that, it's a question of what do you want that for? So people have learned that there's a real professional side to this business, the financial markets. That's example number one. So I'm speaking about, my, people that I looked up to, people that helped me grow in the game, all these kind of things. Example number two, supply and demand. Sam Sidon, the inventor of supply and demand trading. He goes all the way back to 1992 or something like that. Now, this man, he didn't do anything wrong. He had a company. He had an educational company. He had a chosen one. JG said, "How profitable are you, Cap? Hey, let's just say I pay my own rent. How about that? Is that enough for you? What does that do for you? Does me paying my own rent, does that change your personal situation?" I'm not replying to you because I know you're cool. We're cool, but it's a reply to other people. So so Sam Sidon, if he was your landlord, yeah, my landlord is doing well, I'll tell you that. I need to speak to him, actually. I haven't spoken to him in like 2 months. When the money rolls in and you don't hear from your landlord, everything is good. Everything is good. That's how it works, real estate. A good tenant, keeps your property right. You pay them, everything good, great location. I'm grateful. I really am grateful to God. But anyway, so go back. So example number two, Sam Sidon from supply and demand trading. If you look this up, Sam Sidon got sued as well. Why did Sam Sidon get sued? Or this business get sued? Because of a disclaimer. Because somebody sued him. Because somebody was not happy. Because somebody was, I don't know, for whatever reason, he just didn't have a specific thing, whatever way the story goes. And he had to pay millions back, all the way back. And he lost his company, guys. He lost his company. Why? Because if you instigate anyone into a trade in any way, shape, or form, if you instigate anyone into a trade and you're not a financial advisor, you're doing something wrong. It is illegal. Yeah, people want to, take screenshots of their arrows, and they want to take screenshots of their trades and all these kind of things. All well and good. They're not financial advisors, but they want that clout. They want that, attaboy, well done. Or maybe it's a loss, and guess what they want? They want, they want some sort of, imaginary hug, like, oh, it's okay, bro, like you can do it, you can do better, all these kind of things. And that's really what's going on in the space. So in the retail space, I don't imagine anybody here is a qualified financial advisor. Well, actually, no, apart from Brandon. Apart from Brandon, I take that back. Yeah, so apart from Brandon, I don't think anybody here is a qualified financial advisor. So if you don't have, if you're not if you are not legally permitted and you are instigating people into trades, you are doing something illegal. Now, forget the fact that, I'm a Christian, I believe in God, I honor the Lord. Even morally speaking, why are you doing something legal? Think about it from a different way. Every time somebody posts, why are people posting? I promise you, on Twitter, everybody's profitable. Everybody. I'm like, damn. Like, everybody's profitable on Twitter. Everybody. But yet, the legal fact, the real research says that in the retail space, over 90% of retail traders are not profitable. That's one thing. Two, over 90% of retail traders are not day traders, which means when they say, oh, I'm a trader, I'm into trading, all these things, they're not traders. They don't pay their rent from trading. That's a fact. They are not traders. Now, maybe they work a job and they're doing trading alongside. Maybe they own a business and they do trading alongside. Maybe they own real estate, or maybe they've made some money and maybe they're retired and they're trying to just work their money alongside something. But when you say you're quote unquote professional, this is your life. This is your life. He said, they probably don't think you get on the chart. Oh, yes. Oh, amen, brother. Amen. Amen. Yes, everybody profitable until you get on the chart. And guess where I excel? Oh, my days. Everybody's really good. They got it going on. It's almost like they got candle for candle, man. Yes, so, this is why, like when I come across, everyone has a different definition of, oh, yeah, I'll tell you that. But, yeah, so I say all that to say that two people that helped me grow in trading have been sued. As someone who is starting a separate business, I'm being told, and here's something, that I do need to do. I need to start, placing the disclaimers on the screen. But anyway, it's already there in the description and all these kind of things anyway. But just to be sure, just to be safe, I'm learning that you have to have a disclaimer. And the disclaimer is that if you're not a financial advisor, you cannot instigate anyone in any way, shape, or form into a trade. That's the law. I don't care what some, faceless accounts on YouTube or Twitter, like people who don't want to show their face but they want to talk a big game. I don't care what they say. I ain't getting sued for nobody. And if you're doing something that is illegal anyway, even if you think you're getting away with it, do you not fear the Lord? Do you not fear the Lord? Does the concept of doing the right things, does that not appeal to you? And yes, this is recorded, so this is why I thought thank you Solo for for I was gonna say instigating, but yeah, for prompting this conversation, because sometimes people are not realizing that what they're doing, it's like a community of, it's like a cesspool. You're influencing each other into something, just like with the prop firms. You see the prop firms that, oh yeah, I withdrew 100K and I like big numbers, because they know that when you see these numbers, You're going to be like, whoa, if they can do it, I can do it. And before you know it, you start paying them real money for demo accounts. How does that make sense? And then you lose it. Now you've lost real money and they've lost absolutely nothing. They've lost nothing. When they pay you, by law on the tax code, you're being paid as a contractor. It makes no, I'm telling you, like, it's ridiculous, the system. The system is so foul at this point that people don't understand what's going on. And that's why I personally always encourage, and I know, ICT does the same. It's like, save some money, whatever amount, put it in an account, withdraw 100K, but spend 300K, the math is matching. Yeah, you withdraw 100K, but you spend 300K. Or part of the payment is actually a marketing affiliate payment. But anyway, the point is, you need to be wise. Just because what other people say, other people's words, some people will try to make you look bad. Some people will try to make you look bad. Some people will try to embarrass you. They try to goad you, like a cow. You know what I mean? It's like, move there. We're gonna make you do what we say. Like, who the hell do you think you are? You're messing with the wrong person. I've been doing this for over a year. Can you imagine that? I was on Twitter, I was posting things, and people are like, wait a minute, dude, what do you mean by this? I'm looking at my charts, and it's working out. When I came across ICT, I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even need all the information, because I would see what he's doing, and I put it on my own charts, and it started making sense. Just like you see on your own charts, the precision. I'm not just laying any type of, or every fair value gap that you see. The ones a question that was triggered today, eventually, the question came, and it was like, but that specific period, how did you know it was that one? Why that one? Why not another one of the type? Why did you use that one? And it was a great question, because the truth is, you need to get it with it. And because the truth is, there's a sequence. I remember coming here last year, I've said this before. I was telling, I was in a group, in a space, sorry. I was in a space, and I'm like, oh yeah, price is 100% controlled. There's a 100% thing on the charts, yada, 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 And it wasn't believed by one of the people with the most followers in the ICT space. It's like, imagine that. We all say we're ICT traders, but the truth is, not all of us are actually true believers. But anyway, I know for a fact, not everybody is an ICT trader in himself. So let's just leave it like that. And things like that, it shocked me, because I was like, oh, I thought this is a promoter of, what I'm saying? Like, I thought, this is somebody who would, champion, things like this. But you come to find out very quickly. Now, to be fair, maybe I was naive. I didn't know how Twitter works. I know a lot better now, I'll tell you that. But very quickly I realized, yeah, maybe I'm just different. Maybe I just see what the man is preaching. I just, believe them, and I just studied and studied and studied and studied and studied and studied. I put in all the time necessary. And I'm glad that I did. I thank God every day. Every day, I thank God that, the time, at that moment in my life, with all the things that were going on, I locked in. And now in 2016, I live in a different country. It is 8 minutes, leaving my front door, walk down, get out the door, walk all the way, and 8 minutes, my foot touches the water. Oh yeah, you warned me. You did. To be fair, you warned me. PP Bank said, I warned you. Yeah, you did. In all fairness, and 2026 today, not 2016, 2026. I'm getting excited. But yeah, I was warned. It's like, bro, listen, like, it's Twitter, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know, like these people they ain't what you think. But, the naivety, like the naive guy in me is like, oh, yeah. Nah, like we need to help people. We need to put out good information out there. We need to, like people need to be blessed with good information. This is what I've seen and what ICT is talking about. And maybe he doesn't say it this way or he doesn't want to say it. But, there's some things that I think people should know. Completely naive, clueless about what the real industry is like. And I'm there like, if you don't believe God can help you, ICT is, teaching good stuff. I'm here putting out things that if you put in the time to study some of the things that I'm prompting, you will see it on the chart and God's going to help you. Just like we say, God's going to help you with a job. God's going to help you with a business. It's the same thing with the financial markets. Matthew 25. Go read it. You can literally be a steward of what God has given you as a master. I don't know if maybe some people don't believe in God and, it's like, they're like, yeah, I'm tuning out. Well, whatever is who I am. But still, I am now in a place where I am completely dependent on myself. I can sit on this chair. I can see my screens and, whatnot. And I sleep well. I'm grateful for the location God has placed me in. I have wonderful neighbors. Life is great. The people that I come across in this country, things have been smooth sailing. And it's almost like I personally, I'm like, is this real? And I've been here, what, three months or so? So I'm just trying to say to people that there are people who will tell you or they instigate you, but these people are not professionals. They're not professionals. They're not about this game because this is not their life. So when people ask me certain questions like, yeah, well, did you do this? Well, did you do that? Oh, well, show us. It's like, who the hell are you? Like, who are you again? It's like, what's your name again? Your name ain't even real online. It's like, you don't even have a picture. At least I have a picture on my Twitter. Everybody knows what I look like. I'm on live stream, like I'm on camera right now. I'm a nice fine boy with a nice haircut. Woof. But yeah, I'm real. The question is, are they real? Are they real? And that's the thing that I think everyone needs to start thinking about. You need to start thinking about who's real, who's giving you information that will help not only your trading, but even your life, just in general. And here's the other thing. Example number 3. Inner circle trader himself. He knows legally he cannot instigate you into a trade because one of you is going to lose a lot of money and then you're going to sue. And then he's going to have to go through the hurdle and then he's going to lose a lot of money. Sam Seiden lost millions, by the way. He had to pay millions. Did you know that? Same thing with warrior trading. Same thing. And that's why they say you lead with quote unquote demo. But he's doing it. And then, they tell us you have to make sure people know it is educational content. This is not financial advice. It has nothing to do with financial performance. It has nothing to do with, the real side of money. This is education. This is real education. And if you're here to learn, then you come here to learn. If you're here for any other thing, then you're going to struggle. Because the people that are deceiving you online on social media, they are not professionals and they don't carry themselves as professionals. And when you know the truth, and you know the truth has set you free, and you show people, and they're like, man, this guy knows what's going on. Maybe he can help me. If they show that faith, who are you who is unbelieving? You think I'm going to be concerned about people who are not believing, who don't even believe in their own selves? Did you know that? People live in this life and they don't even believe in their own selves. How about that? They are too insecure within their own selves, and they think that they're going to come to the financial markets and they're going to make it work with insecurity. You need to think again. You need to think again. If you don't get your mentals, your philosophy in life, if you don't get that straight, you are going to struggle in the markets. Now, maybe luckily for me, I already had my faith in Christ. And so I understood faith very well, but I also understood truth. I studied the truth of the word, and I understand how truth really works. So if somebody is giving you something, if somebody's teaching you something, and you pay them, which I did, you become a charter member, and you're getting videos and you're studying them. If it works, it's gonna work. If he tells you, okay, now that you've seen what I'm showing you, go into your own charts and plot the same things and study those things and see what pops up for you. It is your responsibility. But we live in such an entitled age. People think that, but you have to, because you don't want to do what they want you to do. Therefore, they think they have a right to tell you what to do. And they think they have a microphone in a sense. They think they have the right to say something. Now, I'm sorry. I am very sorry, but I know for a fact these people are in pain, real pain. Not just some, imaginary. These people are in real pain because they've seen their future. They've seen ahead. They know their draw, and they see it, and it's like, oh, actually, my future is in drawdown. That's their future, folks. When you are such a negative person, your future is downhill. I'm telling you, you're going to be in a loss. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm preaching, brother. I am preaching. Yes. We preaching now. Yeah, man. People need to know the truth. It is nice for someone to, to show you something, but to kind of condition people into what you want them to do, there's something narcissistic about it. It's just weird. And I'm just like, hey, listen, if somebody wants help, I'll give it to them. You want an information, I'll show it to you. You want this, let's go. But yeah, I think that was a little sermon, and maybe some people are lost, but honestly, I am happy to lose the wrong people. Like, I have been attracting some real quality people around me lately. Something good is happening for me, man. So why would I entertain, people who don't mean well for you? And here's the funny thing. Some people, they're going to pay because they want to get an insight. And then they're going to realize they won't survive. And guess what? You ain't getting no refunds. There's no refunds here. I say that publicly. I say that right on camera. Look into my eyes. Yeah. There ain't no refunds. So you better know what you're doing. If you're coming here for, for some sort of, you're messing about, we are professionals. The financial markets will teach you a real education about life. I had a weird conversation about, from an entitled human being yesterday as well. I'm like, what is going on? Something is cooking. Then I go on Twitter this morning, earlier today, and a lot of things started, I'm like, oh, okay, something is coming. So when I go on live stream tonight, like this evening, right now, I know it's going to come. It's going to come up. So there you go, listeners. If you keep quiet, they think they win. But it was coming, man. I could see it coming, and I'm glad that it was instigated. Right. Let me read some of the comments, because we are almost at market on close. Let me read some comments. So where were we? Can you talk about Jane Street? Can you anyone know what caused the spike down this morning? Was it Trump again? Yeah, it was Trump. Looking good, Cap. Thank you, big old trader. Thank you. It's not uniform in orders as the candle goes down. hence a rejection block, stops the offering of price. Which trades did you take today? I already replied to that. Stacy Burke, dang, took me. You took it back. Yeah, I think he still does video, by the way. He still does videos. What a great man. What an outfit. Raw content just like this, these guys are real men. I respect them. More than enough. I can't remember what that was addressing. Maybe I addressed it. I'm not sure. 218 fair value gap. If we can close above, the inverse go long. Cap, my brother, was just curious. Oh, trust me, man. I've got OCD on these things now. If you understand the the effect that these people try to have, but they don't realize who they're messing with. Nobody put out true losses. Yeah, I replied to that. Absolutely, because it's embarrassing. People only want to show the wins. Yeah, I know. People only want to show the wins, man. Nobody wants to show the real thing. You should tell them to record, themselves reading, just not even taking trades. I don't even want to see the trade. I don't care. I know they're unprofitable, but I just want to see how they run it on the charts, on the 1 minute chart, just for 3 hours. That's it. A 3-hour clip. I'll watch it full. And let them explain what's going on, candle by candle. Yeah. Because I have 5 witnesses. And God willing, it will be more than 5 as time goes on. But I have people who will vouch and say, you know what? Yeah, this guy is really on it. He's sharing things that obviously he won't share in public, but he's doing something. And they inspire me even more to keep going. They inspire me to value the position that I've found myself. Imagine that. People who look out for you, good people who look out for you, who are like, nah, you've got something, and I'd love to to have what you have. And luckily, I'm a given man. God gave me something, and I genuinely think something good is happening. Today has been a wonderful day for learning. I don't understand how trades can be profitable. How trades can be profitable trading 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk-reward trades. Oh, trust me, there are ways. As an experienced trader, is it possible to consistently execute your 10 to 20 day trades? Well, put it this way, solo. So you guys can see why I reply solo, right? Like, these are genuine people with genuine questions. The thing about it, solo, is if your risk is, I don't know, let's say you're risking 1 handle, and your profit is 20 handles. Well, that's 1 to 20, right? If you're risking 5 and you're getting in at the right time at the right price, and price goes 100 handles, that's 1 to 20, right? So when ICT himself, okay, so this is not Algowick, this is not me saying anything. ICT himself said he doesn't believe in risk reward ratio. Boom. Don't take it over me, take it over him. He's the one doing it for free on YouTube. Better to learn the skills so you become self-dependent. God bless. Oh, Usman. Oh, my Lord. God bless you, bro. God bless you, Usman. I'm telling you, God bless you. Yes. Yes, I totally agree. Self-dependent. Yeah, man. I don't want people that can't even walk on their own 2 feet. I am not interested. I don't even want their business at all. Zero. I am not interested. Don't even come near me. I have no appetite for people that cannot look at their own selves and focus on themselves. Yeah, I don't want it, man. I'm not interested. Let them go to ICT for free. You see, you guys notice how I'm really promoting ICT, Inner Circle Trader? Inner Circle Trader. If you don't know what a fair value gap is, go watch the 2016 core content. So you search core content 2016. The man has videos galore. Like, he has everything you need. I watched the exact same videos. There are other people like PP Banks who watch the exact same video. We all watch the exact same videos, yo. So, if you can't do it for you, don't worry about me. I'm the one living right by the beach. There you go. I hope that's your experience. You know that one burned them. It burnt them in the pockets, man. Burned them deep in the hearts. Yeah. My life is great. I'm living a great life. I'm telling you guys, my life right now, it is, it's God's will. Every morning, every night, even in the afternoons, I'm like, Lord, thank you. Thank you. I can't believe how great it is. It's a totally new experience. And it's definitely answered prayer. So he'll never leave you alone. God will, if you put your trust in him, he will never leave you alone. That's a fact. And I'm a living witness of that. That's my testimony. Long Slick. Yeah, you know who it is, man. You know what's up? Long Slick Jimmy. I listened to that space. When I listened to it, I just laughed. Yeah, I know. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. Big old Trez said, this guy, why you think, Phoenix said, why you think ICT doesn't touch some of your ideas? Maybe in due time. It's not like my ideas are derived from, actually, this is a great question. My ideas are derived from ICT's concepts. Anything technical, for the most part, like some things I learned from, say like the likes of Stacey Borg and stuff, or some logic, or logics, is that, if that's a word, I learned from, like I learned from people. But for the most part, when it comes to precision concepts, yeah, 100% ICT. He changed the game for me. So, and there are some things that he told us as charter members to study. He told us, like, you will find the answer. And I did. And I guess maybe other people didn't. And maybe other people did, but they're not willing to share it with you guys. Because when they come in the public, they come out, to the public and they try to help. This is why bother? Because this is the reception they get. So it's like, why waste your time? Hosea, in the book of Hosea, is it Hosea 4:6 or something? For lack of knowledge, my people perish. In the book of Hosea, it says that. This is a man who's like, man, these people are really, like, they don't know. They don't know why they're perishing. And other people, they try to come out, they try to share the information, or information that would help, and they're like, really? If this is what it is, then let them perish, man. Like Sodom and Gomorrah. Oh, God. I'm having fun now. I'm having too much fun. Let me get through this. Yeah, preacher, man. Yeah, I'm a preacher. When I click on WAP to pay for founding, does it automatically change to dollars when I charge my card? I'm in US. Look, man. How do you understand the ICT rejection block yourself? Price is perfect, 100%, 218, held nicely. So I'm going to be honest about something as well. And this is probably bad for marketing. And this is probably not something anyone should be doing if they're trying to sell something. If you have, so there are three people that have contacted me, and they want to sign up for the 150 plan, the 150 euro one, because they want to lock in the the lifetime thing, because after the 30 people, it goes up to 300 and beyond, because I know what I'm capable of. So, but there are three people that have contacted me. And when people contact me and I'm already reading what they're saying, and I can tell there's a sense of, it's like insecurity or a lack of, I don't know, like a lack of, deduction, or, I don't know, just something that makes me feel like this is going to be a stressful, I don't know, person to work with. I actually hope, not hope, I'm saying it now, on this video. So it's live. Everybody's seeing it. Everybody hearing it. You can clip it. Clip my bits. Because they don't want to. They don't want to clip anything, but they'll clip the parts where they want to troll. But it's all good for views, man. It's all the views. It's all Oh yeah, do like us. Please do like and subscribe. Do like and subscribe, and it's helping me so far. Things are really. I think we're creating a movement. If I'm being honest, something is moving. Something good is happening. Let me just put it that way. But yes, going back to what I'm saying. So these are the type of people that I want to deal with. Insecure people that have been burnt before by the industry, scammers and all these things, people that they never saw. There was no live stream. You didn't know what they looked like. They didn't even tell you where they live. Like they're not real people, or they wouldn't expose themselves because they know they're trying to scam you. Anything in the remotely related to doubt, I don't want to work with you. I won't work with you. I won't work with you. And if you pay, I'll take your money. Your money will be taken and it won't be refunded because that's the policy. You're paying for time. The moment it comes through, even if you were refunded, I have fees that I have to pay. I'm not paying fees on your behalf. I'm just not doing it. It makes no sense for any business to do that. So I imagine that this is probably not how you do business, but I'm trying to be as real and transparent and as honest as a human being should be. When you come to the financial markets, you better know what you're doing. You need to be real. Be a professional. If you can't be a professional, I can't help you be a professional. If you're not professional for your own personal self, if you can't deduce who has it, who knows what's going on, who doesn't, who's going to lie to you, why don't you go ask ICT? Go on and ask ICT for, his P&L statement. Why don't you go ask the person managing your portfolio, your pension, if you are paying pension, because some people are too broke to even pay pension or to even invest in, in pension. It's like, why don't you go find out the person handling your own personal pension? You ever asked them for their P&L, their proof that they know what they're doing? You ever done that research? But folks want to be hypocrites. Folks want to be weird. It's like, oh, show me. I don't want your business. I genuinely don't. Because I don't have time to be babysitting people that are not even, they don't know how to think for themselves. It is absolutely frustrating. So there you go. You're not in the position to know everything in everybody's lives. I mean, you got to ask a question. I am here, basically, I'm giving to the public, to people. I am doing what? So we do 9 to 12 New York. That's about 3 hours. My brain is getting fried. But yeah, so 3 hours, and then there's half one to hopefully the end, which is 4 p.m. thereabouts. The other video is like 2 hours and 30 something minutes, like 31 or something. But basically 5 hours just speaking to people. 5 hours Monday to Friday, talking about price. Just talking about price all day. Just talking about trading related stuff. You guys get 2.5 hours for free. Other people are getting 3 hours on Discord. And you're telling me that people, like, that's not a long time to figure out if somebody knows what they're doing. And so far, boy ain't missing. Algowick, baby. Yeah, boy ain't missing, man. Yeah, we staying controlled. We have the control on this side. And if I don't like you, you get hit out, man. For real. You get butted out like a cigarette butt. Get it? Oh man, I got his witty skills. You get me? Nah, I'm only joking. I'm only joking, y'all. What else is people saying? Yeah, the chat went quiet, man. Who's still here after the preaching? Who is still here after the preaching and after the banning and after the, well, it wasn't banning, it was just, you're getting rid of people. Who's still here after the, the distractors? But it did give me a good opportunity to respond, So corny. Yeah, it gives you an opportunity. And yeah, some people don't. I think some people also don't like a straight talk. They can't handle truth, honesty, um, somebody who's real. Yeah, sometimes you gotta let people know you're a human being. I understand hodlery trades. I appreciate you. But sometimes you gotta let people know, like, hey, you want to mess about, no problem. Yes, long slick Jimmy. Those who listen but do not hear. Yep, absolutely. I can relate with that. I can relate with that very, very deeply. Like the Bible says, right? They have ears, but they do not hear. They hear what you're saying, but they're not listening. They're not internalizing. They're not picking up what you're putting down. You get it? There's another one, Hoddery. There's another one. They're not picking up what you're putting down. Get it? It's like, yeah, man. They're just coming out. They're just flowing, man. All right. So where are we with price? We've been consolidating. Where's 130 open? Where's 130 open? Yes, so 130 open is there, and we ain't done nothing. We ain't done nothing. Just like, we anticipated, well, just like I anticipated, if AM is volatile, then you can expect PM to kind of reduce a little bit, because that's how they have to control the price. They can't just let it go wild all day, like it's gonna go 200 up and 300 down, and then it's like they can't let it do that. They have to control the flow in a sense. Otherwise, things are gonna be all over the place. And so far, price is trash, and some people get a rant. It is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. But if you see low, let me put it there for you so you can see, a bit of hindsight for you. Low, higher low, raid, boom. Let's see, fair value gap as we talk about. Boom, look at that. Look at that. Look at that for hindsight. How do you guys like your steak? Because I like mine well done. Oh, I love that line, man. I love it. I love it. I like my steak well done, baby. He's like, ew. Yeah, man, I like my steak well done. Look at that. Look at that high. It's like 2.9. You see it up here. Up here, where is that? 29474.75. And the 50%, when we use the when we include the volume imbalance there, you can probably see it. It's like a gap. It's like there's nothing there. The close to the open is like volume imbalance. That's what we call that. If you go like that, if you use the low, then it hits right on top. So actually, I'm doing that. Yeah. So yeah, 50 cents off. There you go. It doesn't hit. Comes back to discount. And now we're oscillating again in between. Wants to give you a close above this this opening price. How many seconds we got left? 20. Yeah, so 20 seconds. We have these. Remember the trend line phantom? Trend line phantom. Boom. And there you go. How many seconds we got left? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. You see that? Right there. Look at that for a close. It closed right there, and then it gapped open to give you a body. Manipulation, right? What is that? What does that mean? Let's give it to you. The same thing. Candle 1, 2, and 3. Look at that. Right there. And there I was like, oh, it looks like it wants to give you a close above, but right on touch. Gaps open, so registered the body. Let me show you. Let me show you good precision, y'all. Boom. Pow. Look at that. Huh? Ooh. Smoky. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Huh? Close. Fair value gap. Gap open. Right at the 50%. And that is all she wrote. Bang. Oh, but there's no control though. There's no control. Like, look at that. Like, you don't like that precision? Huh? You want to tell me that you don't know how to anticipate that? Or we can't know how to anticipate that? Really? Phoenix, Cap, are you worried of possibly being abducted and threatened? Man, listen, man, I hide myself in the Lord. But yeah, if they want to kidnap me, man, they can come for it. It'd be nice to tell them how they can control this thing better. Imagine that. Oh God. Oh my days. It's so funny. But yeah, anyway, remember this gray? Not gray. Uh, Let me go to the 15-minute. Let me show you. The 9:45. On the 5-minute, you see. So it's the 9:45 on the 5-minute time frame on Tuesday last week, and we've had it extended, and it's been magical, absolutely fantastic. It's been sweet, yo. No, gee, let me get rid of these, man. It's like all over the shop. Too many lines. Too many lines. Too many lines. Boom. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that anymore. We don't need these. Boom. Mr. Bellwether chart. I don't care for these anymore. I've already talked about them. Tomorrow we do another clean. Let me go back to the 1 minute just so we can stay focused for PM. So there you go. There's your 50%. You didn't touch. You know what that means. Brandon likes to call it regulator. Oh, powerful. Powerful stuff. Another fair value gap there. The bodies are respecting. We don't care about that anymore. That's all she wrote. This low, we don't care for that anymore. Clean chart. Yeah, too many lines. Too many lines hurt my head. My head hurts. I'm telling you, man. You'd be surprised. Some charts are like all over the place. Those who know, we've seen that. You mentioned you will give examples where other strategies can fail for example, RSI or something like that. Or we're gonna do it some other time. Yeah, so you have so many strategies. I understand people use traditional indicators. Thank you, Husman, for prompting that. Yeah, like it was a good idea, but I think it's something that I don't think people care, to be honest. Well, I guess you're asking, so maybe you care. But I think it's something that, like, without disrespecting anybody else's way of trading or whatever, It's like, let them figure it out. But basically, the idea is you use a moving average. Depending on the setting, it's gonna give you this. And every time, people always think, oh, it's gonna breach the moving average for reversal. And then the moving average will be around here, and then you're gonna get this candle or something like that. And then, but right here, or depending on what the setting is, it could be even below this low. So you've missed all of that opportunity, like a 2022 type, formation there. It's like people miss that, and you have, this sell candle there, you have that, you have all she wrote going down, and you're trying to make me look good, mate. And one thing that I want to be able to portray, just like Chosen One JG is saying, is it possible to be so close to precision? Is it possible to be so close to be knowing what's going on? I mean, assuming or presuming that, like, we're not meant to know anything. Assuming we're not meant to know anything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know that one, right? Oh man, it's getting close. But anyway, yeah, let's see what we get by 4 p.m. I don't wanna gloat or nothing, but whatever. Yeah, like, can you imagine being at a position where things start popping for you? Can you imagine being in a position where you look at the charts and you start realizing that, you all see that? Just so you know, like, I'm not, let me use 15-minute chart just for data's sake because of the charts. So we have these lows, this low, it's 25 now, so let's see. Yeah, so, imagine being in a position where people they'll say what they want to say, but you know the truth. You know the truth. Like, you've seen the truth. You've experienced something, and there's no going back. Imagine seeing things that, somebody taught every single person, and there's only a few who seem to put in the work to make it work in their hands. They put in the effort to make it click. And at the end of the day, we need to start thinking, your results, aren't they your personal responsibility? So imagine having this ambition or this mentality where you strive for excellence. Imagine that. You strive for excellence. And to be fair, like, I had a different topic in mind today, but I was distracted a little bit, but it was fun. It is what it is. But yeah, so we have that bearish order block, zoom. So that was the 11, yeah, whatever. Come on now. Come on, make me look good. Make me look good, Give them maybe 30 handles. Let's give them 30 handles of opportunity. They get 30 handles for showing up. Please do like and subscribe. I'm enjoying myself. Yes, there are people that they look out for me. They've been really, really good to me. They see they see what's up. They see the potential that they will have for themselves. They see what's out there for them. Solo said 119 wick was a second entry at 122. 119. Oh, I'm on the 15 minute. Let me go to the. Where's the 119? If I can find it. If I can find it, man. Where's 119? Oh, right there. Right. Chosen said, you give me the courage to keep studying. I've been at it for 2 years. Yeah, man. Some people have been in this game for 20 and they're still struggling. You know, some people have been at it for 10 years. You know, glory to God. Glory to God, man. Gee, 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a long, long time. You know, you're triggering me with grateful memories. It's a 3-minute civvy, right? M3 Fair Valley Gaps goaded. Nope, we don't believe that. Not at Algowick. No such thing. No such thing. I'm sorry. I know everybody has their beliefs, and I get it, but yeah, we don't do anything related to 369, anything related to the 3 minutes specifically, or the three, like three. It's definitely three. No, I mean, it would be wrong to think the algorithm that controls trillions every day is coded by the number three, like just three, you know. But yeah, I think I've been triggered by that community, so I'm always like on alert, because I don't want to give people the impression that they, you know, where they can think that where they can think, oh yeah, if I just do this, you know, if I do a pattern, like for example, you guys have seen me now. So here's the funny thing, right? On Discord, for the most part, I'm on the 1 minute chart. Like maybe here and there, once or twice, 15 minute, maybe 3 times on the 5 minute. But 1 minute, every single minute. Every single minute. Yeah, nah, nope, I disagree, but healthy disagreement. It is what it is. But yeah, we're on the 1 minute chart for the most part, like 90% of the time. Everything is done on the 1 minute chart. So imagine it's your responsibility to give educational content. You get it? Educational content on the 1 minute chart. Every single 60 seconds is a new thing. And you better not get it wrong, because you know you get cooked. People will start thinking, oh, you're a fraud, or, you know, he doesn't know what's going on. It was amazing today, you know, and I think it was it was a compliment. It definitely came from a good place. And, you know, the same, you know, narrative was, it was good to see how calm you were. It was good to see that you didn't budge. Another statement that was made was, again, you were right on direction or the draw. Another one was, I can't remember. I can't even remember who said what. But basically, it was encouraging. There was a lot of encouragement today, because when price is trash, what people are really looking for is, how do I handle? Because when prices, that's the other thing that was said actually, that when price is running like in one direction and stuff, it's easy. Everybody, you know, anyone can jump in. It's going, you know, one shot. But when price is delivering the way it did today, like let's say for example the PM session here. Now, you know, like PM session, I was talking about totally different things. We weren't looking at this. There was no analysis or anything until whenever we got here or so. But yeah, like when price is doing things like this, how do you know what to look for? How do you know how to stay in control? Let's say you want to be a buyer and you're anticipating that your buying is not looking like what you want it to look like, or you're a seller But the way it's moving, it's like trash. Quote unquote, as we say, price is trash. In the retail space. How do you know? How can you stay relatively in control? Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Solo. It definitely comes with experience. But there are people who have been in this game for 20 years and they can't read a 1 minute chart. They'll tell you, oh, do not ever trade on the 1 minute charts. How many times have we heard that you're better off using the higher time frames? How many times have we heard that? How many times do we get told that the higher time frames is where it's at? You don't need to worry about the lower time frames. God forbid you show them a 1 minute chart. Oh, God forbid you show them on the 5 second. God forbid you run it on the 5 second for them. They were like, what? Nah, that is gambling. That is this. It's impossible. It's like, huh? Okay. All right then. All right. No problemo. No problemo. So yeah, I don't argue with people. I don't like to debate market opinions kind of thing. I do let people think what they want to think. You got to respect people. You got to be respectful to the fact that everybody has their own personal experiences. But the truth is, when it comes to algorithm, yeah, I definitely know what I see. I think I've been taught well, but I know what I see. I know what I know. I am convinced. Like I replied somebody, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. This was before the start of Algowick. And I said that I am perfectly satisfied with my financial market activities. I left it like that. It's like, I have no problems. I have no qualms. I have no issues. I am perfectly satisfied with where God has brought me in my trading. It is what it is. Some people are still trying to find a way. Some people are still trying to make it click. Some people are still struggling, and that pain, it causes them to want to be trolls, because the truth is maybe they're unemployed or they're a little bit entitled. Maybe there's something going on, like life is not going good in that moment. It is what it is. Let everybody learn to be independent. Let them learn how to read price on their own. Let them learn how to read, believe what they want about the markets. I know what I believe, and my belief has brought me to a place where I now see things the way I see it. So when I'm showing you guys like, oh, look at this 50%. Oh, look at this price. Oh, look at this PD array. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at that. The truth is because I believed. A man was teaching something, and I believed. I believed them. And that belief led me to put in work. Because once you know the truth will set you free. Yeah, man. Saith the Lord of hosts. The truth will set you free. It's a fact. It's what it does. It's who he is. The truth will set you free. So it set me free. I'm here. I'm in a place where I feel like I can build something. I can build something for myself. I can make something, in the prime years of my life. I can do something. And I encourage other people to do the same. No mistakes. No holding back. Build something for yourself, guys. You will thank God. Like, trust me, you'll be proud of yourself anyway. That's for sure. Let me see. Did anyone say anything else? I think I covered everything. Lazar said, how do you understand the ICT rejection block yourself? I don't think I addressed that actually. Apologies, Lazar. A lot of comments there. I like the activity. Things are popping. You know what I mean? The Algowick YouTube live stream is popping, yo. Yeah. So rejection blocks for me is just a division of time. That's what it is. One candle closes, the next one opens. When they open at the same price, boom, it's a division of time. And based on that, it allows me to see something unique. That's all it is. You know, a lot of people have an opinion on what rejection block might be, and again, you know, but the way I see it, from what I've noticed, it is a division of time. And when you thank you, Solo, I just finished my journal for today. Off to bed. Have a good night. Yeah, have a good night, Solo. Thank you for participating. And you guys see that? Yeah, I know you saw that right there. You think that's a coincidence? Look, on the dime, 2939500. On the dime, at that time. Ooh, did you get that? On the dime, at that time. On the dime. Look at that low. And you're going to tell me that that's based on, you know, we all, as participants in the market, we all agreed that we're going to settle at that time and at that price? It's not algorithmic? If it's not algorithmic, then why did it stop right there? I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, then please help me understand. Why there? Why there? Why did we get this, you know, the CB here, the Fair Valley gap there? Why there? We don't need to argue when we know something, man. And, you know, and again, this is educational content. This is not financial advice. You know, the disclaimers need to be told. And here's the other thing that that just came to mind. If you guys like this type of content and you find it valuable, send it to your friends. Maybe you have a friend who is interested in the financial markets, or maybe you have a friend who is interested in trading. Maybe you know someone who, you know, maybe they were interested in trading before, but for whatever reason along their journey, it just, you know, like they gave up or they lost hope because they just didn't think it was possible for them. You know, send them here. Send them here. You know, send them, you know, to the free YouTube, you know, like here, you know, these live streams. It might be a particular time stamp that you find valuable, that you find to be helpful. And maybe, you know, like tell them from this minute of the timestamp or whatever, tell them, like, go watch this part. Listen to what this guy is saying. Because if I can do it with no level of, I'm not all intelligent, I'm not a genius or anything. I just learned, I just studied because I had interest in the matter. And so if I could do it like this, I genuinely believe anyone can learn this game. I'm telling you, God helped me. I think, you know, sometimes, you know, people are afraid of hearing that, you know, God actually helped someone. He helped me. And I've spoken to so many people at this point in the last 2-3 years or so. We've talked about trading, and, you know, it's like they see the benefit. Their confidence has grown. Their activity has grown. Their outcome has grown. So, you know, it puts me in a position where clearly I know something enough to get someone from 0 to 1, if I can put it that way. So clearly, you know, something that works. And then I go around, let people know, hey, listen, number one, it is not my concept. So I lay no claims to anything. I only learned from other professionals that I looked up to. And I'm glad that they were willing to give when they did. Some, you know, some was, well, most was for free. You know, then there was an offering. It's like, hey, listen, if you want to be a charter member, you know, I'm teaching you more. If you want to know more, it's like, hey, come and pay $155. Boom. And I was like, what? Are you for real? Boom. I jumped on it, man. And I am so glad. Listen, you can tell how excited I am when it comes to trading. But I am so glad that the last time, the last chance to be a charter member, I had the chance. I'd been watching the man for 3 years. 3 years. Can you imagine that? I've been watching him for 3 years, 2018, 2019, 2020. And then he's like, oh, yeah, he's going to do 2021. I was like, what? Boom. I locked in. I didn't have the money, I'll tell you that. I did not have the money. But, everything that I had, I put all of it in. Well, I guess, I guess I had the money to pay, so. But that's all I had. But would you look at that, eh? Would you look at that, hey? Huh? Would you look at that? Boom! On a dime, baby! On the dime! Yeah! Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. On the dime. Look at that. Cappuccino Jones. Look at that. Please. I don't know anything. Just please explain to me, why did it stop right there? Why did it stop right there? Because it's been there the whole time. I said to you guys, I want to see where we are by 4 p.m. You saw the line. You can't say you didn't see it. In fairness, I did want it to just trip. I just wanted it to trip, but hey, the algorithm is going to do what the algorithm is going to do. Boom, right there. Touch, gone, gone, gone. And there you go. 11:45 is in about 2 seconds. So excuse me. But yeah, gone. Look at that. Why? Why that? Are we just placing lines everywhere and hoping something hits? Maybe some people do that. But the lines that you saw me draw, yeah, they were from the Discord earlier today. But this one, oh, that one's been there. Oh, that one's specific. It wasn't any other low on the left or anything. It's that one, that specific one. That's what I personally like to do. That's what I'm trying to show people. Is like, if you pay attention to these things, here you go. This is how you deal with market on close. Where is it? Boom, right there. Open. Do. There you go. Yeah, Usman. Buying and selling pressure for sure. You know it, right? Absolute buying. Absolute buying and selling pressure. I want to know what the volume was on that specific price was. I'd like to know. Like, who can find out? I'd like to know. Maybe some people know how to find that out. It's like, yeah. But I'm sure, right there is like the biggest order. You get me? Come on, man. Anyway, yeah, so open, boom, low, return, lower low, lower low, boom, high rate, and that's it. And there you go. We have who wants to see something? We have a volume imbalance there. We have a CB there. There you go. Look at that. The CB, fair value gap, volume imbalance. Wrap it all up like a gift. 50%. Look at that. Look at that. Do you like precision? Or are you just a troll? Do you really want control? Or are you just on a roll? Yeah, I was never a good rapper. I was never good with, with words like that. But hey, yo, man, look at that. Same thing I keep showing you guys. Same thing I'm showing you. Yeah. Same thing. We know where it's at, y'all. We know where it's at. I'm telling you. We know where it's at. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to see, oh, P&L. What is that? I had a great day. I had a fantastic day. Believe it or not, I had a fantastic day. I was, like I said, earlier in this, I was going to say space. Earlier in this live stream, I was doing three things. I have to run my own account, so that's one. I have to read price aloud, so that's two. So aloud, annotate on TradingView, execute all this kind of things. I have to do that, and then I also have to, in real time, I have to explain what's going on in real time. Three different things that are not easy to do. Look at that. Look at that, huh? How's that for a close? Can you dig it, sucker? Booker T, baby. Yeah, look at that. Look at that for a close. Look at that for a close. Oh, you thought. I know you thought. Yeah. I know you thought that was, oh, big wick is coming down. Look at that. We can feel the energy. It's coming in. Look at that. You see the manipulation there? That's what, now imagine this on the seconds charts. It's like boom, jumping, boom, 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 everywhere. There you go. There's a close above. Look at that. Let me show you some. A fair value gap. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? What is the topic for today, y'all? What is the topic of today? Fair value gaps. Yes. I'm telling you, man. Yeah. You keep looking for somebody else's pocket. Keep searching, y'all. Keep searching. You'll find it. You'll find what you're looking for. May the Lord help you. Nice big spike. Let's do something. Are you ready? Same thing. Can you dig it? Wow! Pow! Look at that. 25, baby. Huh? You like that? How's that for precision? Buying and selling pressure? Is that what you think? All day. All day. Yeah, come by tomorrow. Come by on Wednesday. 9 to 12. Come on by. Come on by. Like, let me show you some. Yeah. Come on by. How much do you want? How much precision, how much control do you want to see? Or how many examples do you want to see to give us the idea that something is fishy. Something is going down. You don't have to like me. In fact, personally, I don't have to be liked. I don't want to be liked. I don't try to line my life, based on, how much you like me, that kind of thing. But when you start thinking about, I dress how I want. I like feeling free. I sleep, I wake up when I want, really disciplined now. Things are going good. Natural light wakes you up. But let me tell you something. You don't have to like. You don't even have to like ICT because, he's talking about ICT, or he's talking about God, his faith, and how it connects with trading. You don't have to like. You really don't. You really don't. But one thing you will not do is deny fact. Topic of the day. You will not deny that. So you have to ask yourself the question, why? Why is this guy talking like, he knows what's going to repeat? Why is he talking like this? Why is he so confident? Like he's touched God or something. How does he, what gives him such level of conviction? You have to ask yourself. Even if it wasn't me, let's say it was somebody totally different, maybe somebody you like, a friend of yours, a family member, or a loved one, and they were doing things like this, wouldn't you be asking yourself the question, why? How does he know? How does he know there's going to be a 3 candle formation? One, let's enlarge this. There's going to be a 3 candle formation, 1, 2, and 3. How does he know that within that range, well, this with the volume imbalance, like if there's a gap like this, and close, but it's all in that 3 candle formation. How does he know that one of these lines are going to be hit, and it's going to be really close, like it's going to be pretty close to the tick, to the specific point? What gives him that confidence? How does he know? How does he know that there's a low here? He wants to see it rated, but it didn't. There's a regulator here. Oh, yeah, man. Putting Brandon on blast. There you go. Go look him up. Go find him. He called it that. How does he know? It's like there's something here hidden right there, and it's sending it back to this high and to these equal highs, back to this open. How can you trust? Topic of the day. Same idea. We're using quadrants here. Same idea. Now we're using quadrants. Regulators mount up. Oh. How does he know? Look. Yeah, so please don't like me. You don't have to. I know there's some people who are already emotional about the financial markets, and then they get emotional about people in the financial markets. Oh, I don't like him. I don't trust him because he doesn't do this. He's not going to show me his trade. Okay, then. What a very, very independent way of thinking. Y'all are going to learn. Oh, you're going to learn. You're going to learn like very dark man. You're going to learn. You haven't. It's the number one sign that tells me the person who's saying this or who's speaking or typing or whatever, the person who is communicating that is not a professional. It's the number one sign. When you work in the industry and you have a job and you're sitting on your desk and you have, work colleagues, like people like doing the same thing as you, your number one concern is your portfolio. That's your business. You got to stay focused on yours. People who can't stay focused on theirs and they're so focused on other people's performance, they want to pocket watch, or they want to watch your performance. These are spectators. These are people who, they love, spectatorship. They don't have a thing of their own. I enjoy watching football. Like, I love football. It's my favorite sport. Maybe the Americans will call it soccer, but I enjoy watching football. I'm a big fan. But here's the thing. I'm not a professional football player. I'm not. So when you start thinking about spectators, the people who like to watch, they like to watch, they like to watch, pay attention to them. The people who they want to see what you're doing, like show me what you're doing. I want to see, I want to make sure that you're exactly what I think you are. I'm not going to use my brain to deduce, like, wait a minute, this guy is literally like, man, something's going on here. He is dropping something for sure. But the things that I'm doing for free on YouTube is not enough. Now they want to encroach into your own private space. You want to encroach into your private life. Yeah, those are the type. Pay attention to people like that. It's a huge clue. They're not professionals. They're not professionals. A professional for me, in my own, and I get it, many people have definition of professional, but a professional for me is somebody who lives off of what they do for a living. They live off that. If you're a musician, you're a professional musician, means this is your career. You do this seriously. If you're an athlete, a professional athlete, if you're a banker or whatever, trader, a bricklayer, construction worker, call it what you want. You're a professional. This is what you do for a living. You live based on this. You don't live based on something else. That's who a professional is, to me. They know how to extract from their primary labor. That's a professional. Hold on 1 second. It is already 4 p.m. There you go. There you go. Now you probably saw my shorts, eh? Yeah, so that's who a professional is, in my honest opinion. It's people who live off of or from their vocation. That's who a professional is. So the question to you, and to other people who want to be, oh yeah, well, like show me this. Like, are you a professional though? Are you? Or are you a hypocrite? Do you even pay your own rent with your own trading? Not something else. Why are you so concerned? Maybe you should put the focus into your own trading before you start looking into somebody else's activities. It's very weird. It's so weird. It reminds me of when somebody, took my picture. They basically downloaded my picture and my profile picture. And then they literally just, I don't know, they were doing weird stuff with it. I'm like, people are weird, man. This online world, man, it's crazy. But glory to God, He's my vindicator. I get to talk about certain things and they pan out. Like when I'm, like, on Discord, for example, when I'm, walking it with them, we're talking about this, we're talking about that. We're talking about what we're expecting, what we want to see. Like, is it going to pan out? Is it not going to pan out? All these kind of things. It's like, but, God vindicates. He really does vindicate. Because He will back you up. He's your defender. And you should trust in Him. I mean, you should definitely trust in Him because He is the controller. He controls all things. Oh man, some people ain't gonna like Algowick, man, because I drop a little bit of, a little bit of preaching in there. But it's good, it's who I am. The truth is, when people come near you or when people, they want something from you and they want to extract with you, it's not really the thing. It's always normally who you are. Like people are telling me, it's like, listen, Cap, the reason, why we're here is because of your character. Imagine that. It's the biggest compliment anyone can ever say to me. The biggest. And I hold that so dearly. It's your character. Yeah, like in other words, there's something about me that they saw and they were like, this guy is, he's an upstanding guy. Like he's not trying to be like these online people. And I take that as a real compliment, and I take that as a standard. Like, okay, I need to hold up to that, and then put money on top of that. You got to be serious, man. So you got to be real. And when somebody can say, no, it's your character, I'm like, I appreciate that. I genuinely do. Because I know where I came from. I wasn't always like this, but I thank God for helping me grow. It's hard being a man, right? Gentlemen, isn't it hard being a man? It's hard holding yourself up. Be ye holy as the God in heaven is holy, says the word, right? Yeah, man. So basically, yeah, a little bit of review. You can go back and listen to it. If this specific live stream didn't, pan for you, if it wasn't up to your cup of tea, then maybe go to the previous ones, like the Friday one or the Thursday one. The Friday one was really good. Yeah, Friday's live stream I think was pretty good. I think the day before as well was okay, but Friday's video live stream was really, really good, because a lot of this is off the cuff. It's, you never know what you get. So, but yeah, if you wanna learn something, like, oh, maybe you're new and you don't really know what a fair value gap is, and I'm just pointing out the examples for people who may not know what it is. It's like, well, now you see what it looks like. Boom, boom. It's just, these little spaces, if we can call it that. These little spaces. It's everywhere, but how do you know which one? You're going to gain experience. Don't be afraid. You will gain experience in that, and you'll be able to know what is going on in due time. But again, if you don't have a clue what ICT trading is, go to Inner Circle Trader and go watch his core content. It's a playlist. It's called Core Content, 2016 Core Content, CORE content. And just, go through it. Familiarize yourself with the language, and, bless yourself with really good knowledge. Oh, Solo, you're still here. Oh, I thought you were gone. I'm watching back the stream and must admit that precision is good at 339. Oh, that one, right? 338. I think you mean 338. But yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, man, it's glory to God, man. Glory to God. Honestly, glory to God. But these are things that we can all do, by the way. These are things we can all observe. If that's how you trade on the daily, then that's fire. Hey, I'll tell you, it's not just how I trade on the daily. Like, that's what I see every day. Like, I'm really close. Like, it's very close. These concepts, to me, it's like I need to be close. So I was too fearful for me to just, let it rip, or not let it rip, but, to just have like this big, huge ranges, because the truth is I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know why. I didn't even understand why. Like, why that? Why did it go fast? Why is this 1 minute candle, larger, smaller than that one, or, all these kind of things? I didn't know anything. So even when I was learning ICT, like, I didn't have a clue. But as I was learning and over time, I started realizing, wait a minute, he's onto something. Let me trust this guy. And, luckily for me, something clicked. I mean, I know it came from, prayer. I'm like, God, help me. And you know what the Bible says? He who lacks wisdom, let him ask from God. So if you lack, you can, I'm telling you, people think, this whole God thing is a joke, but hey, to each his own. But I guarantee you, I can't lie to you and tell you, well, I clocked it because I went somewhere or somebody gave me something or it was another course or like there was nothing else. It was lock in and, hope and pray. And, the solutions came. So yeah, thank you, Solo. Solo gets a man of the match for this live stream for sure. Thank you so much for your participation. And, PP Bangs is always here as well. I appreciate that. Phoenix, you're here. Brandon, pops in as well. Hoddery Trades, I appreciate you. Usman, I really appreciate you, man. AG, I see you follow, I see your likes on Twitter. You always around. Long Slick Jimmy, your name, bro. But I appreciate you guys, man. Chosen One JG, thank you. Don't mind my response. Sometimes just I'm a straight kind of guy. Sometimes you just gotta be straight. It's nothing against anyone personally. In all fairness, it's just we're in an industry where people. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm all about the Prince. Thank you for showing up. Who else came by? Hey, Triator. Actually, yeah, I didn't see. I just seen that right there. You said hello. Thank you for showing up. Who else? AG, Well, yeah, man. So, Alex, how could I forget that? I'll see you tomorrow. Alex is like a big brother now. Like these, you see, I'm telling you, there's a difference between the mature guys, like people who have their head on their shoulders, and the weirdos, man. I'm telling you. King, thanks for showing up. Forget about the haters. Yeah, man. Thanks for the encouragement because it was key at that moment. It really helped. Better brands. I love you, bro. My man. Jafach. Yeah, that's my guy right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna close this live stream. Basically, PM didn't really do anything except for manipulate, build, engineer liquidity, go down to the specific price that I wanted, and return back into the range. Hindsight Academy strikes again, and tomorrow we do it again, and we do it again, and we do it again because we can't miss, baby. We cannot miss. It is written. It is written. All right, guys, you have a good evening. Have a great evening. I wish you all the best. If you're trading Asia, be careful. Just make sure you mark, the fair value gap on the daily. Just make sure you have that. The volume balance so I'm talking about the 8th of July high and the 50% of the fair value gap. Good night, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for showing by. Do like and subscribe.